So I think it's important to wish people a good day. So good day, truly. Hope things are looking up. If not, it'll pass. It'll pass. So recently I made a video talking about what's some of the worst things, or what I believed was like the worst thing a girlfriend could tell her boyfriend. And as I was making that video, I was like, well, shoot, I need to make a video saying what's one of the worst things that a boyfriend can tell his girlfriend. You know what I mean? I was like, it's only right. And I mean, a lot of things were like, ideas were flooding my mind. I was like, heck yeah. So I feel like it's even in that last video I made, you know, when I was saying what's one of the worst things that a girlfriend can tell her boyfriend, this one is going to be a little bit more complex in the sense that it's more of like contingency based. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like dependent. You know, like, okay, maybe you can say this, but the circumstances have to, you know, fit. They have to be ideal in a sense, because I feel if they're not ideal, then fellas, you should not be telling your girlfriend this, okay? Or someone you're just dating. That might be even worse, to be honest. When someone you just started dating. Okay, so this, like I said, this one's going to be a little bit more complex, because it's like I said, it's more contingency based. So before anybody, you know, forms an opinion or a judgment, hopefully you can view the entire recording, you know, so you can get an accurate, you know, get an accurate opinion, you know, accurate information or whatever. Because I feel like that's like a big thing these days. You know, people they like to mislead people, don't give them the full context, throw them off track. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do that. I want you to get the full context so you can form a precise opinion, and to see if it makes sense or not to you. You know what I mean? It might be insightful, might not. So hopefully, and this might be a little longer one, so if you can maybe just, you know, come back to the video whenever you get a chance to, man, and finish it off, you know, like within a week, whenever you can, before you make that final judgment. Okay, so this, fellas, is something I feel you should not tell your girlfriend or someone you're dating. Don't speak, like I said, you gotta hear me out completely, but don't speak with such appeal when you're talking about one of your friends. Serious. Like don't like put him on a pedestal, in a sense. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds wrong, and to be honest, like it is wrong. Like I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it shouldn't be that way. And in many cases, I'm sure it's not that way. You know, I'm just going based upon like what I see, you know, what I hear, previous, you know, experiences. Like, I'm just kind of going based upon that. And like I said, you know, there's contingencies to it. But let me just at least get out the theory or the notion of why I say you shouldn't speak to your girlfriend or someone you're dating. You shouldn't speak to them about one of your friends with so much like appeal. Okay, so well, appeal. The definition for appeal would be, let's get the exact definition for appeal. All right, because I feel like appeal kind of just means like, you know, you just interested in a sense, like there's something there, you know what I mean, that, you know, kind of like draws your attention. But let's see what they say. Let's say what the actual definition of appeal is. Hold on. Define appeal. So yes, they. I'm not going for the verb. Because they have make a serious or urgent request, typically to the public. So that's, yeah, to appeal. Like they're using it in a different sense. Okay, so yeah, be attractive or interesting to appeal, basically. Attractive or interesting. That's yes, that's what I thought. So okay, so when I say I don't feel like it's such a great idea, based on contingencies though, but I don't feel like it's such a great idea to speak to some girl you're dating or your girlfriend about one of your friends with such appeal, is or to make them seem so appealing, is because in the previous video I was going from a different angle. You gotta check it out. I was going from a different angle because I feel like it is different because male and females were different. So yeah, I feel like it's a little different. With our minds. With coming from this angle, from something that a man shouldn't tell his girl, his woman. The reason why I feel like it's not the best idea to speak about your friend with such high, like high appeal, whatever, to make them seem so appealing, is because I feel like a woman, a girl, someone you're just starting to date, I feel like in the beginning, she's very much invested emotionally into you, into the possibility or expectations of being in a relationship with you. So I feel like she's like I already believe that females they feel more. They have like kind of like that natural intuition, or because females they feel their emotions more. So you would think that they just feel more in general. Like I'm talking to the point where they can just like sense energies and vibes and things like that on a higher level, on a much more intense level. So I feel like when you first get with somebody, first get with a female, she's more emotionally invested, so she's gonna feel more. So I feel like if she's hearing you speak about another man in a very enthusiastic and a very appealing way, I feel like she's gonna sense that. She's gonna sense like, oh, he really likes this dude. You know what I mean? And so she's automatically she's gonna start developing like a like, not in an inappropriate like. I'm just saying like just an overall like, oh, he likes this dude. That's his friend. He loves him. He cares about him. So she's like automatically gonna start feeling the same way in a sense. I feel. So I feel like you're already kind of directing her into a certain direction. You're pointing her into a certain direction. And I feel like, so you know how you got bromances, right? Like all dudes got bromances. You love your homeboy. You love your friend. You know what I mean? You care for him. You even feel like an enthusiasm for him. Like you get excited. You know what I mean? Like it's my boy. So I feel like if you take away the bromance, you got romance. A female, she's not a bro. That's not her bro. You know what I mean? She can't have a bromance with this guy. So she's gonna feel a romance with this guy. You're feeling the bromance because that's your boy. You know what I mean? But she's not gonna feel the bromance. She's gonna have these feelings of like appeal, like I said, appeal and attraction in a sense. You know what I mean? Those feelings that romance brings. So I feel like you're kind of already possibly putting her in a position where she's going to develop some type of romance because of your natural romance. You know what I mean? I truly believe that. Like I said, from experiences, from seeing things, gathering things, reading things, whatever. It's like the contingency. What I meant earlier about the contingency is the fact that it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't be. It should be to the point where, you want your girlfriend or your, potential girlfriend to have this respect, this love for your friends. That's the way it should be. But unfortunately, we live in a world today where I feel like more insecurity is at an all-time high. People are feeling more insecure these days than ever before. So I feel like the chances of you not placing a certain feeling, but the chances of you kind of creating this environment where there's like this love, that there's like this love, there's like I said, this like admiration. You're creating that for your girlfriend, basically. There's so many chances that can go wrong, because like I said, the trust is at an all-time low amongst people in relationships and in friendships. If you can't trust your friend, then there's no reason for you to be telling your girlfriend so many good things about this dude. You know what I mean? There really is. That's like, it's kind of foolish. If your friend has history of going around and backstabbing people, trying to hook up with their girls, or has hooked up with their girls, but everyone knows the world we live in. We all have friends like that. So unfortunately, we got boundaries with certain friends, in a sense. But so if you're sitting there telling your girlfriend all these great things, putting these images in her head about your friend that isn't a loyal or a moral person when it comes to at least romance, when it comes to love and relationships, that you're only gonna you're pretty much setting yourselves up for a lot of arguments. If setting yourself up for failure, it's gonna happen. Think about it. There's no reason for you to be telling your girlfriend all these great things about one of your friends that is the type to try to sleep with people's girlfriends, and people are probably thinking like, you don't even have that person around. There's many people who have friends where it's not that easy. Like, everyone has their faults. People know them for their faults. But they're like great people almost, but they just have this weakness for like just some girl giving them some type of attention. And next they're taking it the wrong way, and then vice versa. The girl gets a little bit of attention, and they're taking it the wrong way, whatever it may be. So if you don't have trust in your friends, if you don't have trust in the girl that you're starting to date, or that you've been dating, or she's already your girlfriend, then I feel like these are the type of things you should not be saying to them. You should not be. And you could think like, well, why are you in a relationship with someone you don't trust? Well, maybe she already has trust issues, so you should kind of, maybe it's one of those things where you should put things upon her at a slow rate, at a slow pace. You shouldn't be sitting here. You started dating this girl. She already has trust issues. She's been cheated on in the past by boyfriends. So she's kind of like, she already kind of has a guard up, and she just doesn't really, she's not quick to be loyal. She's not quick to be loyal. So you're kind of putting too much on her plate by even putting these thoughts, putting these feelings in the air of like you feeling so like it's like you kind of, like I said earlier, putting your friend on a pedestal. You're making her feel like he's damn near some star or something. You know what I mean? You're making her kind of think like, oh, like I said, he really likes his friend. Like, his friend must be a really good dude. Blah, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, she might have trust issues. So it's not like, so she's already in that mode of not really trusting. So if you're in that mode of not really trusting, then it seems like you'll be more, the chances of you thinking, finding someone else attractive, it's gonna be higher. If you're already in that mode of not trying to be loyal, you're just kind of dating, you're just kind of it's up in the air or whatever, then the chances of you finding finding someone else, one of the person's friends attractive, it seems like it's gonna just be higher. You know what I mean? Like, because you're not in that mind state. So that was like that's kind of one of the contingencies that was like basically my main thing, to be honest with you, is you should be able, when you first started dating a girl or is your girlfriend, you should be able to, speak about your friend in such a high manner, with such high regard, without having to worry about her starting to think things about, your friend. You should be able to do that, and vice versa. You should be able to tell your friend, you know, great things about your girl without him starting to think about your girl in that sense, because it goes both ways. You know, your friend really cares about you. Now you guys been friends for a long time, so if he sees you like, oh man, I love this girl, man, he's gonna automatically be thinking too, like, dang, she, you know, she is the shit, and blah blah, and excuse me, and then next you know, he could be developing thoughts or whatever like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's just one of the things that, at least in the beginning, I feel like we should avoid doing. Just until you really start getting to know people, you know, really start understanding their level of trust and their level of loyalty and their level of trauma, how much trauma they got from their past relationships, you know. So like I said, I wish it wasn't like that these days, but I do believe like insecurity is at an all-time high these days. So I feel like the chances are much more likely for someone to commit these acts of infidelity. I feel like the chances are higher, you know, because I feel like insecurity is at an all-time high. And like I said, I wish it wasn't like that, and I know that may even sound like somewhat insecure upon my part, or for saying that, you know what I mean? People probably wondering, you know, that can make a person wonder, like, you know, what I've been through. I've thought about all that, you know, like, am I speaking from places of insecurity, this and that? And I truly don't speak from a place of insecurity. I speak from a place of like rationality, you know, like it's to me it makes a lot of sense, you know, it makes a lot of sense. So I've, not to say that haven't fell into a place of insecurity and all that. Oh, of course, you know, I'm only a human being, you know. Vanity and vexation, a wise man, someone said. I feel like exactly it's insecurity and anxiety is what plagues most people these days, you know. So I'm not sure if anybody found that, you know, to make any sense, or found that helpful and insightful. I hope it did, you know, I really do hope it did. Again, to sum it up, just be careful. You will hope that you have honorable, loyal people in your circle, and you will hope that you'd be talking to an honorable, loyal person, to where you can be free and just put whoever you want on a pedestal without having to worry about that other person, you know, developing feelings or overthinking it or overfeeling it, you know. But like I said, I don't feel like it's always coming from a bad place either. Sometimes people, we don't realize what we're feeling. We don't realize what we're feeling sometimes, you know. And I feel like some of that might stem from telling a person something that we probably shouldn't have told them just yet. Just yet. So again, I hope that was somewhat time worthy, somewhat informative, and let me know what you guys think. You know what I mean? If anyone had any similar experiences, if anyone thinks I'm just completely being insecure or just foolish, I'd appreciate it, because this is truly what these recordings are about. It's about trying to find a better place of understanding amongst people. You know, we all got to listen to one another and let one another speak, you know, truly, so we can ameliorate things, make things better. So again, I appreciate it, truly, and I'll see you on the next one. Vaya con Dios. True. Peace.